Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for coming today and checking out this absolutely amazing interview that I have with the Reverend Aleechea Pitts. Reverend, thank you so much for being on the show today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, definitely. So, Reverend, tell me a little bit about what you do besides the title alone. I'm pretty sure if people don't know what Reverend means, I'm pretty sure they could go to Google Dictionary, or they should have known from some good old training. Not going to talk about it, Proverbs 22:6, but we're going to skip over that. So, tell me a little bit about what you do, Reverend.
Well, I always like to put this disclaimer for people to not be moved by the title Reverend. I am humble and I am a servant. I am down to earth, approachable, and non-judgmental. Now, my 9-to-5 job, I work for social services in the Medicaid unit. And so what I do is I process the Obamacare applications, and we have a program that's called New Jersey Family Care. So I process those applications. So we either approve them or deny them based on the criteria that is put in place. And I'm also a police chaplain for the Millville Police Department, lead chaplain for Memorial High School, and staff chaplain for New Jersey Department of Corrections. Now, those positions are volunteer. With the Millville Police Department, I am working with the police officers, so not the people that are in jail. I'm working with the police officers, and with the Memorial High School, I make myself available for the students. So if they don't want to feel comfortable in talking to the guidance counselor, I'm there to make my presence known that I'm available to talk to. And with the New Jersey Department of Corrections, we are there for the correction officers, not the inmates. Okay. And they wanted to bring that program in. They have a wellness program, but a lot of times the correction officers will not use those programs because it's too close to home. You know, they're fearful of their business getting out, or fearful of their jobs being in jeopardy, depending on what they're sharing. And so they brought us in to balance that with that wellness program.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, if somebody does need guidance, and this is all seriousness, if somebody does need guidance and just wants to reach out to you and come to you, it's like, wow, I need somebody that, you know, is directly connected and having a great relationship, of course, with God. How can somebody reach out to you? Do you have a Facebook page, Instagram that somebody can contact?
Yes, they can. Actually, they can email me at Aleechea P at yahoo.com, and the first consultation will be free, and then anything after that we'll discuss afterwards.
Okay, all right. I like to hear that. Ain't nothing going to be free around here. I know that. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay somebody. So, you know that. Now, your spiritual journey, your spiritual walk, how long have you been a reverend for, and what called you to be a reverend in the first place?
Well, it's been over probably a decade.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Listen, I'm for Obama, and I'll leave it at that. So,
but I didn't start off being a reverend. I got ordained as a missionary, and from a missionary, ordained as an evangelist, and from evangelist to pastor. And so it was a God thing. Okay. It was a God thing. I was born and raised in church. I always tell people I was practically born at the altar. I am a 4th generation preacher, so the word was instilled in me. And even though I was in church, there was a time that I did fall away from church. But because of the word and because of the call and the purpose on my life, of course, after I got things out of my system,
I got you. We all have. I'm still working on a couple things. So.
I turned back to God, amen, and I've been laser focused ever since.
Good, awesome. That is beautiful. Now, I was doing some digging and I did some research because I like to stop the people that are going to be coming on my show. I see that you are an author. Is that correct as well?
Yes, I am a 4-time author.
Awesome.
And the first 2 books, everything that I do is God inspired. But the last two books that I've written, that I've really been marketing, God has had his hand on it. Now, the first two books, I didn't do any marketing or anything. You know, I was new to it. I didn't know. But one of the books is right here. Homosexuality is in.
Oh, you got to tilt it. I don't think the folks at home can see it. Oh, a little bit. Full on.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. All right, cool. Awesome. Now, tell me a little bit about that book. Even though people should know based upon recent laws that got changed, 6'3", I don't know about them other three, but it is what it is, folks. I don't know why people are like, I don't know. What you mean? It's there. It's there. So tell me a little bit about homosexuality is in.
Well, it's based on my own personal testimony. So you're looking at an ex-gay to Reverend. Okay. And this book is really to bridge the gap. It is to bridge the gap not only between the homosexual and heterosexuals, but also the church. So this is a book about dialogue. This is not about theology. I'm not preaching theology in here, but it is to have a conversation to bridge that gap and to educate people on how to love the homosexual, but also in this book, those who are seeking to come out of the lifestyle, giving them the process of what they need to come out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. On both ends. I like that because it's usually, especially coming from church, it was always the no, but it was never the love for those that's like, hey, you know, this is their lifestyle. This is what they want to do. So I got family, friends. I ain't worried about it. Listen, I got family members. I'm like, does this go with this? Because I'm not sure, because I got the fashion sense that I'm supposed to, so I usually rely on them for that, and I'm usually good, so I'm looking better because of it. Now, what is the other book? Because I know we talked about the one. What's the other book that you have?
The other book is here. Let me tilt it again. And this is entitled, Let It Go For Your Sake, Forgive.
Okay.
It's another way to live, keep going back to love. It's actually a self-help workbook. So I don't preach, get over it, but I give you, let you know what forgiveness is and what it is not. And there are some critical thinking exercises in there. There are some self-reflection exercises in there to help you to process going through the process of forgiveness. Because a lot of times people do what I call blanket forgiveness. And really, in order for you to move forward from things that you are dealing with, you have to specify the offenders. You have to specify what actually happened. You actually have to do some inward work. And what I realize a lot of times, people don't like to do inward work. So
definitely do
you
not.
said about people coming to be mentored or coached. Then I will put this disclaimer out there that you have to be ready to do the work. You have to be ready to do the work, because there's no point in wasting my time or your time either if you're not ready to actually do that work.
I know that's right. Then that's all discussed in the first free session, folks. The first free session. Be prepared to take some notes. You might as well just bring a pen and pad. No, not your phone, because you know how that's going to work. You'll be like, my battery's dead. I ain't going to be able to write it down. Bring a pen and pad when you come speak to Reverend Aleechea. All right. Now, we talked about the two books. Do you have any more books in the works, or what can we expect from you by the end of the year?
I have one in the works, and it's called Memoirs of a Pastor: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm not perfect, only human.
Okay. All right.
So it is my process, and the way God gave it to me. The good, the bad is things that happened to me that I had no control over. The ugly is the bad decisions that I made, and then the good is where I am right now. And so it's a book that anyone could read, whether it be laity. It's just to really let people know that leaders are human too. And the truth of the matter is, none of us are perfect. But I think it gives brings about a greater understanding that, like I said, I haven't been saved all my life, so therefore we're human too. The only thing that's different is we have a whole lot more responsibility than a person that is not a leader.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, I like that. I like that. Now, for those, and I know that you give advice, and I apologize for asking you to give some free advice, but for those that are looking to study theology or looking to become a minister, getting into the faith more, being a leader in that, or just in general, what advice would you give somebody as far as moving forward in their life?
Well, the thing is, they have to know that they've been called to it.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, you'll hear a lot of people say that most people don't want the call.
Right.
It's something, but when God puts something down in you, I can remember, and I share a little briefly, when I was in grade school, kids were calling me church girl and Pastor Pitts in grade school.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So, I like I said, I was practically born at the altar, so I knew within myself I had no other choice. There was a time period in my life where God said, "Okay, I'm gonna allow you to do what you want to do," and then there was a time period He said, "Now get over here and do what I told you to."
Right, gotcha.
Yeah,
I got you. You thought wrong, so I got you.
So the thing is really being persuaded and convinced in your mind whether God called you to do this or not. Because one thing about it, when you're dealing with Christianity, it's about commitment, it's about loyalty, and it's a lifestyle. This is not something you pick up today and you lay it down tomorrow. You have to be habitual about it and do it on purpose. And every day, like I tell people, every day you may not wake up feeling like you are a Christian, but it doesn't change the fact that you are a Christian unless you stop professing that you are one.
I know, that's right. Oh, I love that. I love that. Now for those folks, because I know the audience is spread about amongst many beliefs, I want you guys that are guys and gals that are listening to this and hearing this and watching this, I want you to understand that this applies to your business practices. If you can't wake up and say, I'm a businessman, I'm a businesswoman, and don't apply that, hey, it's going to be taken away. So, and there's going to be days where you don't feel like it. Trust me, there are days, and I'm vulnerable and humble when I say it. There are days I'm waking up and I'm like, I gotta do this radio show. Why? But it's not for me at the end of the day. And understand that you are touching many, many lives, folks, when you are out working on your craft. I can't imagine the number of people that have read Reverend Aleechea's books and has changed their lives immensely, has talked with her and changed their lives immensely. So understand that your practice, who you are as an individual, what's your business, product, and services, please understand that, that you are who you are. God was trying to talk to her when she was in third grade, Pastor Pitts, but it was like, hey, I got to go out here first, then I'll come back,
Yeah.
So,
and it's all about balance, too. What I realize in life, your home life, if it's not in balance, will affect your business life. So it works hand in hand. You need to be balanced mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, emotionally. All those areas affects your business if you don't have those things in check. So it's really about if you have balance in your home life, then anything else that you touch, that balance will come into that as well. Even in your business, as me being an entrepreneur, as me being a Christian speaker, balance is very important.
Yes, I love that. Now, I got to hit you with a surprise question now before we go. And I always ask my guests this. If you were to choose a celebrity parent, who would you choose and why?
As celebrity parent, the first thing that comes to my mind would probably be Phylicia Rashad.
Okay, listen, that is my third one this week. Oh, man, she got a lot of kids. Besides the husband, she don't know about. Now, why did you choose Aleechea Rashad? I know everybody's answer is going to
well, she was straight, no chaser.
There we go. Okay.
Straight, no chaser, real, a disciplinary, and I think that's very, very important in this day and time dealing with our kids. Some kids, and with me being in the school system, they don't have any structure. And the truth be told, kids really do want structure. But if you don't give them the structure, they're all over the place, and they're not being held accountable. So So
okay. All right, I love it. And then for the folks that, for whatever reason, just tuned in now or skipped towards the end of this video, well, we're not going to talk about them. But if you are watching right now, Reverend Aleechea Pitts, how can somebody get in contact with you again and follow you on social media?
Okay. Well, they can contact me by way of email. That's Aleechea P at Yahoo. I am on Twitter. I always say this disclaimer. As far as I know, I'm the only one with my spelling of my name. So if you put it in Instagram, you put it in Facebook, it should come up. Aleechea, Aleechea. I am on YouTube as well. And there's inspirational videos, there's author videos there, and also teaching videos there as well.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the 2 books and the upcoming books that we got that you had discussed as well. Where can somebody find those books if they want?
Oh yeah, they are available on Amazon and Kindle, and also you can go through my website, AleecheaPitts.com. And if you go to my website, there is a free takeaway there. There is an ebook. If you sign up, there is an ebook on learning how to apologize. And we know there's a lot of people, they find it hard to apologize because pride gets in the way.
Yes, yes, every single day, every single day. I can definitely relate to that. So, folks, stop giving Mr. Jeff Bezos money. I know it's inspiration, but the man about to be $1 trillion. So, don't go to Amazon. Go straight to AleecheaPitts.com. You get a freebie and a free takeaway, so why not? So, Reverend Aleechea, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I greatly appreciate you having you here today. I'm sorry.
That's no problem. Thank you for having me. I count it a privilege and honor to be here on your platform, and I look forward to the next time.
Awesome, awesome. Same here. And folks that are watching at home, check out the Robert Nathaniel Group, the RNG Radio Show. Tune in every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. on Facebook Live. Thank you again. I really appreciate you.
Blessings.
Bye.
Fleslet on the beat.